JS here from Jean-Serge Gagnon. So today we're going to talk about the complexity of your digital course. Does it have to be really complicated? How complicated does it have to be? First, my name is Jean-Serge Gagnon. I help you create digital courses so you can live your life on your terms. So I was thinking about this complexity thing because I'm looking through, other platforms. I'm looking on Udemy, on Teachables, and how they have their courses set up, how people create their courses, they're full of details, right? I mean, they got these modules and they got these introductions and they got all these different parts to it, and they got it's very, some of them are really, really well thought out, and I can imagine it takes a while to get them set up and get them created. And then I think to myself, okay, what about my audience? What about you, right? The kind of course you want to create. Sure, you want to create a course like that. Of course you do. And you'll eventually get there. But if you're creating your first course or you're on your first couple courses, right? I mean, do you really need to worry about making all those perfect things? And that's the question, right? Do you need to? Do you need to worry about that? Do you need to be thinking about making your course so perfect that it's got all these little details, all the, it's thought out? And I'm going to answer that question by another question. How important, what's the most important part of you creating a course, right? What's the most important part? And for me anyways, when I first started creating digital courses, it was more about understanding the process. The process from creation to hosting to marketing to selling, right? All these different pieces are part of a digital course. And if you spend all your time on the creation process, you won't learn the other pieces, right? So, and the thing is that the creation process is affected by your marketing and by your sales and by your customer feedback, right? All this affects how you create your courses. And if you don't know those parts of the puzzle, then your creation is basically you're spending a lot of time on something that you don't really know whether it's worth spending or not, right? So I tell you that if it's your first course, the quality, not the quality, but I mean the complexity of your course is not that important. The most important part is getting it out there so you get to learn the rest of the stuff. You got to learn, the hosting, how to upload it, how to set up the site where you have your course on, how to use the features of that site to promote it, how to promote your course. You got to learn how to promote your course, how to do marketing online, how to talk to people on social media, how to get connected with people. You got to learn all that marketing side of things. Then you got to learn, how to promote. That's part of the promotion, right? Promotion. Then you got to figure out how to sell your course. How do you get sales to your course? How do you create funnels? How do you send, what kind of emails do you send to people on your list? How do you build a list? These things are all part of the courses. They're part of the whole process of getting your course out there and getting people to actually be interested in your course and then finally buying your course. And it doesn't stop there, right? Because after they bought your course, they have to. I mean, it's good if you can get some feedback from them, if you can get some social proof that your course is good or not. If it's not good, then you need that feedback so that you can go back and create the next course so that it's better than this first course, right? And also, maybe you set up quizzes or you set up surveys or that kind of things, and you send out to your list. You got to learn all these different skills. There's a whole slew of skills that you need to learn that are like just creation of the course is a tiny little piece of this whole pie, right? So so whether your course has to be complicated, has to be perfect, has to have all the intros, all the pieces, all the modules, all the the quizzes, all this stuff, does your course have to have all that? It doesn't. Not your first course. It definitely does not have to have that. If you can do it, if you got time, great, but don't spend time on that in the beginning, because that stuff you'll learn enough. And trust me, whether your course is fantastically perfect, which by the way is not possible when it's your first course, but say you could make your course perfect, it would be like the best course ever, better than anybody else, you still wouldn't sell many of them if you don't know the rest of the skills. So those are the other skills that you need to learn to have a successful course. I mean, there's the launching, there's all sorts of other things too that I didn't even mention here, but they're all part of the course creation process, of the course, the course sales process, the course income, if you will. If you want to build yourself an income from digital courses, from online courses, you got to learn all those skills. And to learn those skills, you got to have a course. Without a course, it's really hard. It's kind of like going to university and learning about economics and learning about building a business, and you don't have a business. You're just learning the skills, right? Like learning math in high school, right? You learn math in high school and you're thinking, I don't know how I'm going to use that in real life. And in real life, you probably don't. And maybe you probably do use it. You just don't realize that the stuff you learned in high school is actually applying to your daily life, right? You don't realize how it's applying. Same thing with, learning about the marketing and the sales and the growing your audience, all these things. If you don't have a course to kind of like have as the catalyst to all these skills, it's not the same. So that's why creating a digital course, your first digital course, you don't want it to be too complicated, because that doesn't affect learning the rest of the skills that much. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this, and don't forget, we're going to have a free 5-day challenge to create your very first digital course. It's coming up pretty soon, so make sure you keep an eye out on these videos and comment below if you want to be in the waiting list. All right, hopefully we'll see you in that list, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Have yourself a great day.